Hey, media heads, and today we're going to talk about something that most of us had no clue existed. Behind me, we actually have Sonance invisible speakers. This is drywall, and there's a speaker behind it. I always thought that these speakers were going to sound terrible. I thought that they were going to sound like this. I was wrong. I'm blown away. What did you think about them?
I think the speaker, it's a very viable solution. It's an aesthetic solution. If you have say a frame TV on the wall and you want a really, really clean look, you can put the speakers on either side and all you see is sheetrock or plaster or wallpaper or whatever you want to cover them. So you have this beautiful blending aesthetic with the invisible speaker.
If you wanted your wall to have amazing sound and not see anything at all, these are your answer. Sonance began in 1983 with essentially the want to get audio outside of bookshelf form. And they put a speaker like this in a wall, effectively creating the in-wall speaker. Don't worry, you're with a very reputable company. If you've ever been to a JCPenney, you've heard Sonance. If you've ever been to Disney World, you've heard Sonance, because they made the speakers that are used at those establishments.
One of the reasons we're talking about these is invisible speakers have been around for many, many years, but they've never sounded very good. You know, they've been very much just a background type speaker, and they were kind of limited by that, so the fidelity wasn't that great. But we listened to this little mock-up, and we were all
blown away.
Maybe not blown away, but certainly we listened to them and we said, here is a viable solution. These actually sound really good. So it's certainly a consideration if the aesthetic is your paramount reason for wanting to install these in a home.
They are a little bit hard to install, so keep that in mind. Installation on speakers like these, it really depends on your aesthetic, but generally they're retrofittable. We actually work with general contractors. If you're doing a remodel or anything like that, we can wire you up for them and work with your general contractor to finish them in whatever grade wall aesthetic you're going, whether you're going with a certain paint or a wallpaper, as he said. We actually were asked if these came in a center speaker. Not technically, but they're a point source speaker. You can put these anywhere. You can do a surround sound system with them. You can put them in the ceiling. You can put them in the wall. You can do whatever you want with these speakers. Expect to pay a lot more for install though. They do have some limitations. Comparing themselves to like bookshelf speakers, they are not going to be good at imaging. They're not going to be as good at imaging as bookshelf speakers or floor standing speakers. But that's because you're limited to where you can place them in the wall. They also have a different way of creating the audio, so they actually spread it a lot wider, creating a much broader stage, but you get a lot less detail. But now you have a low compromise option for those design looks you want in those spaces like your dining or kitchen. Retail on them is around $3,000. Overall, generically, in general, I would say the Martin Logans sound better, and they're about half the price. So keep that in mind, that you are paying a lot for aesthetics. You're paying a lot for the technology inside these speakers that make this possible. Now, as far as longevity, these have a 15-year warranty. The odds of them breaking are slim to none.
I think one of the design aspects that you need to look at is its ability to go into protection. Once you install this speaker in the wall, it has to work, and it has to have all kinds of circuit protection so it doesn't fail, because it is permanently installed in the wall. So I think that's something that's really important, and that's something Sonance has addressed, and I think their 15-year warranty backs that up. Say, hey, this we're going to put this in the wall. It's not going to fail. And it's going to sound really good.
Yeah.
And it's going to look great.
Yeah, and to make sure that you guys are happy and that the speaker's working at the end, the actual installation process of these speakers is quite detailed, and we do test them at every point in time. Whenever we install the speaker, before and after drywall, before and after paint, we have a very involved installation process with these speakers. And because of that, we know of problems before they ever happen.
So I think one of the great applications for the speaker, I know interior designers would love it. Pretty much anybody that loves, good clean design would appreciate the speaker. But it's a great application for, say, a formal entryway. You come in and you don't want to see speakers. You don't want to see bulk in any way. You want something that it just blends with the environment. So you could do it in a formal entryway. You could do it in a dining room. Would be a great location for these, where you just want them to disappear, but you want really good quality background sound for your dining experience.
Now, as far as budget versus aesthetic versus performance, keep in mind, like, you are paying a lot to get invisible speakers. If you were just about budgetary performance, I want the best bang for your buck, you're buying bookshelf floor standing speakers.
Well, I think it gives you one more step or one more architectural way to blend a speaker and sound into the environment.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
could do it with box speakers. We can do it with ceiling speakers. Now we can make your speakers disappear.
If you guys have any other questions or want us to touch on a subject, comment down below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every like, every subscription helps. That little notification button below, and we will see you guys next time, media heads.
Thanks for joining us.